Hey guys, it's been a Brinx. Gotta get my list here. Today, we're gonna be doing the 1,000 subscriber special, and I'm out of breath. I just ran to go get these from my car. Hey guys, it's been a Brinx, and today we're gonna be doing my 1,000 subscriber special, which is the 10 things you did not know about Brinx. So I'm gonna start off on some things that are like, some of you probably already know, and you might know some of the later things as well. But I'm going to start with easier things, and then I'm going to get to the more interesting things that you probably didn't know at the end of the video. So stick around for that. Alright, so the first thing you didn't know about Brinx is, or at least I'm sure some of you already know this, but I'm 19 years old. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about that. I'm 19 years old. Number 2, I got my list right here just so I don't forget anything. I don't think any of my subscribers know this unless you know me in person, but I'm a triplet and the youngest of 6. And within the 6 of us, there's 5 boys and then my sister. Like I said, I'm the youngest, so there's the triplets, which is me, my brother, and my sister. It goes me, then my brother is a minute older than me, then my sister is 2 minutes older than me, and then we have 3 older brothers who are out of college and like have jobs and all that. They're like 30s to 40s, that kind of age. Oh, hello. Brinx, there we go. Oh, and actually, one of my brothers just had a newborn baby, so I'm an uncle, even though I've already been an uncle for about 13 years now, maybe, or maybe 12 years. Because my oldest brother has an 11 or 12-year-old niece, so I've been an uncle since I was like 6 or 7 years old. So yeah, that's number 2. All right, so number 3. If you know me in person, you know this for sure. My favorite food is mac and cheese. It is absolute perfection, and if you don't like mac and cheese, there's probably something wrong with you. No offense if you don't like mac and cheese. Well, who doesn't like mac and cheese? Like, honestly, mac and cheese, like, no doubt is my favorite food. Okay, so number 4. Now we're gonna get into some gaming related stuff. My favorite Call of Duty is actually Call of Duty Ghosts, which a lot of people are gonna disagree with, which I know is a very unpopular opinion. But that's just when I got into Call of Duty, like really started to get into it. Because I know I mentioned this before, so I'm going to try to go through this kind of quickly. I started playing Call of Duty on Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 3, one of those two, I don't remember. But I didn't play multiplayer for some reason. I could, because I played it on PlayStation 3, so multiplayer was free. But I didn't really know how to, because I was so young when it came out. But I played like private matches with my brother and my sister all the time, and we were all about the same skill level. But then after 8th grade, I got my Xbox 360, which is my 8th grade graduation present. So when I got the Xbox 360, I got Black Ops 2, and that's when I started playing multiplayer with some of my other friends, and we made a small clan. Oh, actually no, that was in Call of Duty Ghosts. We started the clan in Ghosts, but we started playing together in Black Ops 2. And you know, when you start out playing a Call of Duty, you're not going to be good. So I'm not going to lie, I was absolute trash. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I watched a lot of YouTube videos, just people who are really good at playing Call of Duty. And I guess it kind of just rubbed off on me, because next year when Call of Duty Ghosts came out, all of a sudden I was like a young Call of Duty god. I mean, I wasn't like pro status, I was above average, and I got a little bit better after that, but since then, I don't think I've gotten any better. Like, I feel like I've hit a peak in terms of skill level, and I know I can get better. I think it's just my playstyle, because I play really aggressively. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling on right now, but Call of Duty Ghosts, favorite Call of Duty. And it probably will always be my favorite Call of Duty, unless Black Ops 4 changes that, which I feel like it is going to change it for a lot of people. Okay, number 5 is about college. So I'm currently a graphic design student, and I was an architecture major like all last year. We started with 75 people and we made it down to 13 people, but then I decided that like I just didn't want to do architecture anymore. Like, I still like architecture, it just isn't for me to do as like a full-time job. This is what I would like to do as a full-time job, that's always the goal. But I felt like if I wanted to pursue this but then also pursue something else if this doesn't work out, I want it to be something that I enjoy putting like all hours into, and I didn't think I would enjoy architecture like that. So I switched to graphic design, and my first graphic design class is called photography, which is why I got this camera. I didn't look through the classes and was like, photography, you need a camera for this. Okay, I'm gonna switch to that so I can get a camera for YouTube. That's not how it worked out. I got lucky, I guess. I wanted to do graphic design, and then the first class just happened to be photography. So here it is, we got the new camera. It looks really high quality. Like, I like it a lot. It's better than this webcam. I already did record this video on this webcam right here, which is what I use for live streams and all that, but this is much better for sit down videos like this. Should I scoot forward a little bit? I feel like I was like all the way back here. But yeah, that's number 5. Number 6, okay. When I was 4 years old, I broke my leg, and I didn't just break my leg. My shin snapped in half. So let me explain how this happened. When I was little, I was like obsessed with superheroes. I mean, I got superhero posters right now. You can't see them. You can see the Call of Duty Ghost poster right there. You can see the very top of it. I was obsessed with Superman specifically, and for some reason, like all normal kids, I wanted to see if I could fly. So, preschool, 4 years old, I went to the top of the slide during recess, and I was like, okay, Ben, we're gonna jump off the slide and we're gonna take flight. It's gonna be okay. So, somehow I managed to talk myself into doing this, and I went to the top of the slide in recess and I jumped. And let me give you a little visual here. So this is the floor of the playground, which is like wood chips and all that, and then there's the slide. But the slide, the end of it sits on stilts, like little small stilts, because the slide isn't going to go straight to the ground. You're going to slide so you can stand up once you get off the slide. So the slide's like this high off the ground, and then I am at the top of the slide. I jump off, I land with my face in the wood chips, and my leg landed up on the edge of the slide, and that's like where my shin hit, and that's how it snapped. So it was bad. I was 4 years old. It was not the best experience in the world. Just to reassure you, I did not ever try that again. I learned my lesson that I can't fly. But yeah, that's what I was doing when I was 4 years old. But yeah, I got a Marvel poster here. I got 2 Superman posters that you can't see. And I should probably, okay, so this is my setup. This is where my webcam is, and it's pointing this way, and there's an empty wall right there. So what I think I'm gonna do, this is kind of off topic, but I just want to say this, I'm probably gonna get my logo printed out on like a really big poster or something like that, and put it on that wall, because that's a pretty big space, and it's kind of far. So if my webcam is gonna get that, and you guys be able to see that, it's gonna have to be big. So I think I'm gonna do that, and then that's gonna be cool. I don't know. That's just a little idea that I had. Anyways, number 7, I play trombone. And I've played trombone for the past 7-8 years, pretty much. I started in 6th grade, which is the beginning of middle school, and I played it all throughout middle school and all throughout high school, so that was 7 years. And then I played it not too long ago for like a gig, or whatever you want to call it, where we got paid to actually play for like a service. I never learned to really play any other instruments. I did like a tiny bit of piano, but nothing that I can really remember. And then I can play some baritone too, which is like a smaller tuba, a little bit, sort of. Not nearly as well as I can play trombone. When I was in 5th grade, actually, when you were picking the instrument that you wanted to play, I actually picked alto sax, but my band director was like, nah, you're playing trombone. So I was like, okay, and I'm actually kind of glad he did. Alright, so number 8. I used to be really into MMORPGs. If you guys don't know what those are massively multiplayer online role-playing games, and most of you guys probably didn't know that, because right now what I usually play is battle royales or first-person shooters, third-person shooters. That's mainly pretty much all that I play right now, and that's just what I like. There was this one game that I used to really be into. It was an MMORPG. It's called Wizard 101, and I'm sure most of you guys know what that is because it was really popular when I was little. And since then it's kind of died down in popularity, but it's still like by far one of my favorite games ever. By the way, funny story, I had a subscription on there because you had to have a subscription if you wanted to get to like the higher levels. So that's what I had. And then my mom thought I didn't play anymore because there was like a long period of time where I didn't, but then I started playing it again. My mom just thought I didn't play it anymore. So she canceled my subscription, and I guess she didn't know what she was doing when she did that, and she got my account banned. So that's great. I can't play that game anymore. Like all the hours that I put into that game is just gone. Maybe if that never happened, maybe I would be a Wizard 101 YouTuber right now. You never know. Everything happens for a reason. Alright, so number 9. We're almost there to the end. So this is gonna sound weird, but just listen for a second. Number 9 is I'm allergic to flu shots. Now, let me explain. I'm not like fatally allergic to flu shots like some people are to other things like peanut butter or just nuts in general. So when I get the flu shot, I usually get it in my right arm. My arm, it swells up, it gets red and really warm and then hard. And it's not like I get hives or anything. Like the only thing that it affects is the arm where I got the shot, and I don't really feel like sick or anything. It's just mildly allergic, if that makes any sense. I think I've only met one person who's also like that, and it's just a weird thing to have. When I used to get flu shots when I was little, me, my brother, and my sister, we just hated the shots, obviously, like all kids do. So we would get the nasal spray instead of having to get the shot. But then eventually we started getting the shot. Like the first time we got it, my arm was just like, it was massive. It's not really that big of a deal. It still happens every time. Not nearly as badly as it used to, but it definitely still happens when I get flu shots. So yeah, that's number 9. And number 10 is I'm colorblind. And when I tell people this, they're like, how do you play games so well if you're colorblind? That just doesn't make any sense. Well, you'd be surprised how many people think colorblindness means I can't see colors. A majority of the people that I tell I'm colorblind to, they think I can't see colors, and that's not how it works. There's different kinds of colorblindness. For me, I'm red-green colorblind, which is the most common type of colorblindness. Like sometimes I'll mix up shades of reds and greens, which sometimes causes problems in terms of gaming, but in real life it's not really that big of a problem. It's just like matching clothes, that's really the only problem that it gives me. Let's say like in terms of gaming. Alright guys, it's been about 8 hours since you last saw what was just playing on your screen. So I was in the middle of recording the video. Like I was looking over here and I looked back and it said camera overheating turning off to cool down or something like that. So I waited a little bit to see if I could turn it back on and finish the recording. And it was working pretty well, and then it just turned off again. I'm gonna be like half orange, but that's okay as long as you guys can actually see me. And I had all this light coming in so you could see everything. But now that there's no light coming in from this direction, it just wasn't focusing on my face. So I had to turn this off because the camera was focusing on that. That's why the screen's black now. Yeah, I guess let's get back into the video. So color blindness in terms of gaming, it doesn't really affect me too much in like too many situations, but there are a couple situations where it does cause a decent amount of trouble. For example, on Fortnite, you guys know how the map is green. For some reason, whenever I play with somebody on duos, they're always red. When they put their marker down, it takes me like 10 to 20 seconds to just find their marker, unless I look at the actual map, because you can see the marker coming up, you know. But before they added that into the game, it took me like so long to find my teammate's marker, because for some reason they're always red. I don't know what Epic Games has against me, but yeah, that's one issue I have. That's really the only issue I have with Fortnite. But in Call of Duty, there was another issue in one of the older Call of Duties where you could see your teammates' names and then you can also see your enemies' names. And the teammates' names would be green and the enemies' names would be red. So I would have this issue more than I should have, where I would see an enemy and I would think they're a teammate because I saw their name and I thought it was green. It's not like this happened every single time, but most of the time I could tell it was red, but there were just some times where maybe if I was in a really quick, heated situation in Call of Duty, I just wouldn't notice that their name is red instead of green and they would kill me. Just little things like that. It's not too big of a deal, it's just something that you guys probably didn't know about me, and that is the last thing on the list. That's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been Brinx.